Good Tuesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Top Gun Options Market Intel Brief. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. And quick heads up, folks. Monday through Wednesday, August 23rd. So this time next week, we're going to open up our doors for our free full throttle training, folks. This is the industry-leading full throttle training. We try to do these about once a quarter. We open up the doors. You come to check out how we trade, how we train, what we're doing, and then we shut the doors and get airborne with our new members. We don't keep this going all the time. It's just about once a quarter we open the doors for a select few. So here's what you need to do. You need to head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for full throttle. Check this out. Just last week alone, my personal trade saw nearly $27,000 in profit. And checking out our one-year trailing performance, check this out. One-year performance from the beginning of August last year to the end of July, so essentially close to a year here, close to $125,000. Our solo Amazon portfolio, $31,000 in profit, 51 trades. Primary, 10,043 trades. AR, this is interesting. For the past couple of years, our most conservative portfolio, our retirement portfolio, $95,000 bucks, 42 trades. Our weekly options brief, 53 grand. And hey, check this out. The weekly debrief, 20 trades, loss. Big loss, 65 grand. Why? Well, not as many trades as the other portfolios. And one of the big trades that I did in there, it's called Mara, a Bitcoin stupid foray, kicked me right in the teeth. So I'm going to show you my losers here at Top Gun Options as well as my winners. But net, all of those portfolios, the 5 portfolios I manage here at Top Gun Options, nearly $125,000 in a year in profit. But again, there's losses in there. Anybody who tells you that all I have is winning trades is a liar. A fool and their money are soon parted. So I'm going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the fantastic. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. And this is free, folks. It's free. If you can't make it, make sure you register. I'll give you access to the replays. But check this out. Just for joining, I'm going to give you about $100 worth of free stuff. Our 7-step proprietary trade plan and also our OPCL, our options pocket checklist. I strongly recommend you get these things, you download them, and you review them before you start the full throttle free training. Again, nobody else in the industry does this, folks. They'll give you a 45-minute presentation with 90 PowerPoint slides and say, hey, give me a ton of money. Trust me, I don't. I open up the doors, show you my personal trading account and our portfolios, and I say, here you go. Love it, hate it. It's up to you, and then we're going to get airborne. Okay. Really tough past couple of days, folks. In 2014, I predicted this was going to happen. You didn't have to be a battlefield genius to predict this. The dude who just overran Kabul was released by Barack Hussein Obama in 2014. You remember that ridiculous, stupid prisoner swap? Barack Hussein Obama released five battlefield Taliban commanders. Well, they're just going back to Qatar, and they won't go back to fighting. You're an idiot if you believe that. Who did we get in return? We got a traitor. We got Bo Bergdahl, the guy who deserted his unit, whose unit went looking for him. One guy got killed. Another guy got blown up, who's a quadriplegic. That's who Obama got back. Folks, this is insane. I started the Top Gun Fighter Foundation a year ago to try and help prevent the horrific tragedy of veteran suicide. One veteran per hour kills himself. I guarantee you those numbers just went up because of what Joe Biden did. Folks, everybody wanted to leave. There was the right way to leave and the wrong way to leave, and he did it absolutely wrong. In the blink of an eye, in the span of a weekend, the entire Kabuki Theater in Washington was destroyed. The idiots in the Pentagon? Folks, generals and admirals don't get to be generals and admirals in today's military by not being political, right? There's a revolving door between the Pentagon and Raytheon and Lockheed and General Dynamics, right? You make general by kissing the ass of the administration, and then you go work for a defense contractor. And then you go back to the Pentagon to see your buddies at lunch and buy them a bunch of stuff and tell them, you know what, you need this new cool weapon system we just made, and it would work great in Afghanistan. The fact that Joe Biden didn't sit in front of the country yesterday and say, my national security advisor, my Secretary of State, and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs are fired is insane. We are less safe today than September 10th, 2001. The Taliban won. We needed to leave the next morning after we put 2 bullets in Osama's forehead and left. We didn't because Obama stayed. Listened to those generals and those admirals who didn't have, folks, this is insane. The United States of America has proven once again that we're a beatable enemy and a treacherous friend. Here's the Global Times, the official mouthpiece of the People's Republic of China. Failure of America in Afghanistan serves as warning to Taiwan secessionists. If you're Xi Jinping and you watched that embarrassing speech yesterday, I can't believe they didn't wake up this morning and go invade Taiwan. It's over with, folks. The United States, we had a good run. This republic is in absolute danger. A southern border. Our U.S. military's in a foreign country securing their borders and their towns. Millions of illegal immigrants entering this country this year. In 7 months, we've had 1 million COVID positive people. And oh, by the way, I saw a report yesterday that like 708 Russians. If you don't think that the Taliban and Al-Qaeda aren't sending people through that southern border, you're a fool. 708 Russians? What are they doing? We have an open border. We have inflation going through the roof. We have crime in all of these blue cities on fire. Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, Detroit, Minneapolis, Portland, Seattle. Our country is imploding, folks. We're going to raise your taxes on all the people who work. Why? Because we got to pay people to sit at home, not to work. Folks, this is insane. This republic is over with. We had a great run, man. Most republics last, 200 some years? We had a good run. A little to the north end of this. It's over with, folks. The United States military is a joke. My oldest son wants to fly for the Marine Corps. My middle son, Jack, wants to fly for the Navy. I've had to sit both of them down. I would not raise my right hand today to serve this country. You're telling me you want to go die for this country right now? We're not a country, folks, anymore. We are we're Yugoslavia. We're balkanized. The northeast of this country, the west coast. What do I have in common with those people? Hell, the only thing left we had in common was a national anthem. We don't even have that anymore, right? Do you see the NFL? The NFL is going to play 2 anthems. A black anthem at the football games. And I haven't watched the NFL in years, but isn't this, if you're a white person in this country today, you're a racist. And we're going to teach that in schools. So, folks, in 7 months, this president, literally, you couldn't write a better script if you were China and Russia. You couldn't write, with everything going on in this country, you couldn't have. Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin have to be sitting there just kind of going, I can't believe this is going so well for us. This is a disgrace. We were keeping the Taliban at bay with about 3,500 troops and what? Air power. Air power that doesn't even have to be in that country. We can fly off of carriers and bases. The Afghan National Army was holding the Taliban back. You know why? Because they could pick up a radio and call for U.S. air support. Joe Biden accelerating in the withdrawal and saying you ain't even going to have air support. Would you serve your country, folks? Would you? Or it was comical yesterday that Joe Biden's blaming the Afghan people for not standing up and fighting. With what? You gave us all this shit, right? Now, all of these mine-resistant vehicles and these Apache helicopters, Joe Biden says Americans shouldn't own AR-15s. Well, guess what? The Taliban just got all of our AR-15s, our M4s. Nice job, Joe. So what a disgrace. It was absolutely time. It was 10 years ago we needed to leave, but we didn't. But this was the absolute wrong. Why am I ranting about this and caring? Because the phone is ringing off the hook. I got buddies who served here, got blown up here, who lost. What? Why? Top Gun Fighter Foundation is standing by to help. If you're having, please give us a call. We will do everything in our power to help. Your sacrifice was not in vain. The American people still support you, even if this president and the quote leadership at the Pentagon did not. What a bunch of liars. Oh, a month ago, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, oh, the Afghanistan army is great and they'll be able to do anything. Either he was lying or he's an idiot. Either way, these people need to be fired. General Mattis, Mad Dog, years ago. Afghan army is one of the best trained in the world. They're awesome. Either he was lying or he's a fool. It's heartbreaking, folks. U.S. stock futures markets, Dow's down about 300 points right now. The retail sales information this morning wasn't good. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 for today. Oof. There we go, through that 44.40. I mean, we're due, folks. We're going to get into this in a couple seconds here, but we're due for another tech wreck or pullback. Or look at this. It's like an inchworm. It's like that mountain climber game in The Price is Right. The guy yodeling up the hill, and if you get the price right, he doesn't fall off the end. So there you go. Bounce, 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 bounce. Just keep going up. No, we're due for a nice little tech wreck here. But it's also going to be because of what? Jerome Powell, baby. Fed officials weigh ending asset purchases by mid-2022. I think next month, September, we're going to get a taper announcement. Do we get a taper tantrum? Do we get people... Do market participants go, oh my God, we have to, if this guy's taken away his crack pipe, how are we going to survive? If that happens, we might see a shit show in October. Or has Jerome Powell and his buddies, his Fed lieutenants, done a semi-decent job of warning us that the taper is coming? And the market kind of shrugs it off. That's the $64,000 question. Either the market's going to say, meh, he's still going to be here. Folks, I shared with my members last week quotes from 2012 where Jerome Powell's like, the market knows that we're not going to let it go down. Whoa. This is the everybody gets a trophy market. We're just going to keep going up. Folks, the S&P 500 has rallied 100% off the scandemic lows of last March. Right? Who was one of the only guys on the face of the planet that nailed the scandemic market implosion? You're listening to him right now. We literally made millionaires here at Top Gun Options. Absolutely fantastic performance as we nailed the implosion, and all the, quote, smart money, including Donald Trump, said what? Oh, here's the bottom. Buy stocks here. Another 1,000, 3,000 point down day the next day. Oh, well, then this is definitely the bottom. All of them got it wrong. I didn't. I told you to, they said buy all of these dips, and they were wrong. I told you to sell everyone. And then right here, we got the bottom timed almost perfectly. It was a Thursday morning. It was a weekly jobless numbers. That was 6 million. I was getting ready to get bearish again. I'm like, oh my God, that's an awful number. And then as I'm getting ready to hit enter on getting bearish again and pounding this even further in the dirt, what happened? Jerome Powell, baby, happened. He dropped the biggest financial nuke, and we never looked back. I remember Jeffrey Gunlock. Dude managed, what's he manage? He runs like $150 billion firm, Double Line Capital. Right here in April, right there, he said, I'm finally out of cash. I'm like, well, that's good. And I'm getting bearish. We're going to retest these March lows. Can you believe that? Quote unquote smart money. Rich guy, billions of dollars under management. We got it right. The smart money got it wrong. So be here for this September, for the next 2 months. At least test us out for the next 2 months to see exactly how we're going to trade the taper tantrum or the nobody cares, the market just keeps going up. I mean, folks, in the absence of horrific news, we're going higher, folks. If it's a day of the week that ends in Y, we're going up. But as an options trader, as a fighter pilot, we're going to be Johnny on the spot, man. We're going to have one hand on the ejection handle and be ready to pound this thing into the dirt. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. I open up my trading room. I show you what I'm trading, what I'm personally trading in my personal accounts, and also in our TGO portfolios, folks. So come here and check us out for free next week. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. All right, I got to get going. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll talk to you later.